This is the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube. The final week of Season 22 brings us to Canada, where this international clash has more than just one final victory at stake. For Vancouver, they could reclaim the Pacific Division. For Mexico City, they could finally return to the postseason for the first time in 3 seasons. So which will it be? A reclamation or a resurrection? Aztecs, Legion, next. Good evening, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Welcome into an electrified Delta Dome. I only just scratched the surface of what is on the line for both clubs, and I'm glad to be joined by Chris Curtis in the broadcast booth tonight. Curtis, what a game we've got tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. It is a do-or-die scenario for the Mexico City Aztecs. Win, and you're into the playoffs for Season 22. Lose, and you are done. Things not quite as heavy for the Vancouver Legion. They can improve seeding with a win. Otherwise, they can fall as low as 11th in the playoff tree and have a road playoff game, which they do not want. So there is a lot to play for on both sides of the coin toss here this afternoon. Should be a fun one, Tyler.
Vancouver in the traditional white helmets, white pants, blue jerseys. Mexico City in their traditional black helmets, white jerseys, green bottoms. Week 14, final week of the regular season. Who wants it more? As here we go from the Delta Dome. Opening kickoff will be returned by Zoro Lunar, who caught a couple of clutch third down passes in the win last week against Seattle, a game which Vancouver needed to win in order to set up tonight's matchup and their potential to win the Pacific Division. They were led on one final drive in the end of that fourth quarter by the man you see there, CB4, Christian Brown, the quarterback. And he will start with an opening pass, looking middle, caught, first down, and a gain of about 12 to get us going. Stephen McMichaels, the tight end, hauls it in.
That's one thing that Vancouver does really well is the quick strike offense. They put within 3 seconds, Christian Brown, if he gets that ball out of his hand, he is pretty much guaranteed to have a shot at a completion over the middle of the field. That's where their bread and butter is made. They don't want to test the secondary deep.
A good gainer on the first play from scrimmage now with 2 backs in the backfield behind Brown. Again, we'll look to throw. Heavy blitz coming. Quick hitter again over the middle, looking for McMichaels. Nothing doing. Hit from Max Jackson jars the ball free. And let's introduce you to the Vancouver offense. We did mention Christian Brown, the quarterback. It's Robert Redford and Suna Nakai at halfback, with Mateo Pravado and Sawyer Stern at fullback. Brett Killian, Nick Lockett, Kendra Wells, Zora Lunar, and Chris Sunseri are the wideouts, with Stephen McMichaels and Cables McGill at tight end. And on the line, it's Brunter Graham, Mike Coverson, Ryan Caudill, and Gregory Winnell. New tight end look here for Vancouver on 2nd and 10. Brown, third straight pass to begin the ball game. Fires across his body, caught by Lockett on the run. The former Aztec gets it to the Aztec 40-yard line.
That is something that Vancouver is going to have to do fairly well. Christian Brown specifically, he rolls out, he's flushed out of the pocket. As you'll see, he has to throw on the run with pressure breathing down his neck. Very accurate throw in front of 2 Aztecs, including Max Jackson there. And that was a very nice, accurate ball downfield. Put the Legion on the correct side of the 50 for points.
22nd reception now in his first season from Mexico City, now in a Vancouver Legion uniform. He has performed admirably, getting a couple of touchdowns. There's 1 touchdown as well. 4th straight pass, passing middle into double coverage. Incomplete. Great deflection from John Osiris, the outside linebacker. Let's meet the rest of that Aztec defensive crew. Skylar Kingsley, Evan Miller, A.K. Jones, and Dan Tritz are the linemen, with Maurice Lloyd and the aforementioned John Osiris at outside linebacker, with Dexter Jackson splitting them at middle linebacker. Gerard Brody, Liam Ryan, and Merrick Itera are the corners, with Max Jackson, Ben Charbs, and Jeffrey Daggs at safety.
A couple of Hall of Famers back there.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about the Jackson pair in just a moment. Another pass here from Christian Brown. Deep shot, looking right side, caught. BK12, Brett Killian to the 21-yard line. And this drive, which has been predicated by the pass, is passing the football effectively, and they're right outside the red zone.
Yeah, they haven't run the ball at all yet. And Christian Brown with a real nice gainer downfield in front of the two safeties. BK12, bit of a slow movement out of the box, kind of threw the secondary from Mexico City off guard. No one really on him to stop that pass from being completed. First down.
5 passes on 5 plays, as Brown now is 3 of 5 on this drive, as they'll go for the first time today on the ground, up the middle with Redford, and that is something they had a little bit of success last week with running the football with Redford and Nakai, but they were pretty much stymied by Seattle for the most part.
Yeah, something they're going to have to do is try to still establish that run. Even if it doesn't work right away, it may work later on. They have to keep this Mexico City defense honest, and rather than them just covering the receivers all day.
Another run. This time it's Nakai who tries to go through the middle, and he gains a couple.
Very difficult to game plan for is this Vancouver offense, and really their defense too, as Mike Daggs alluded to earlier in the week. Just a tough time getting everything going early on in the week in game planning, trying to find some way to exploit the offense and keep them at zeros if they can.
5-man rush on third down. Brown has a great pocket, pumps once, still's rolling, now unloads it, but the ball just flutters out of his hand from the hit from behind. And the drive stalls as the Aztec defense shures their lines and sets up fourth down.
Well, I probably would have been happier if Christian Brown threw that one out of bounds and far away from any defense. But instead, they'll try for 3, and it's not all for nothing here, as this first drive may end in points regardless.
Here comes Chance to Win, who hit the game-winning field goal a week ago, his only field goal last week. 22 of 23, make him 23 of 24 after the 9-play, 56-yard drive. And we have our opening score. It's the Legion 3, Aztecs nothing.
Vancouver has yet to see the field. Good job, Mexico City yet to see the field. We're already halfway through roughly this first quarter of play. There was a nice drive set up by the chunk plays downfield off the arm of Christian Brown. He was at his most successful when he was able to get the ball out of his hands early on in those sequences. We'll see if Mexico City can counter nicely on their side.
Deep kick, no return here on this one, and that means out steps Jordan Sipe out to run from under center, and last season it was a bit of a miserable season. He had almost double the number of interceptions in terms of turnovers. This season, about the same number of turnovers, but a lot more touchdowns, and that has led Mexico City already to a 6-win season, but they cannot let off the gas pedal here. This is a must-win game, and Sipe will have to keep the turnovers low against a ball-hawking Vancouver secondary if Mexico City want their final win of the season in regulation. The first handoff of the game for the Aztecs goes up by Ray Bentley, the Hall of Famer. You can see annotated there by his gold Aztec on his helmet. It's a nice little addition here for the Aztecs. And let's meet the rest of Ray Bentley's offensive mates. Jacob Morrison is also there in the backfield at tailback. Buford Van Dam is the fullback. Jason Bartley, Noe Terrazas, and Doug Spelling are the wideouts, with Bill Henry and Devontae Richardson at tight end. Sitlamania Asalado and Ovianda and Tlatnoani Supremo are all on the line. 2nd and 5 now here for Mexico City, with a 2 tight end set off to Sipe's left, handoff right side, spinning upfield, looking for more yardages. Jacob Morrison, he gains 4.
Morrison been a pretty decent complement to Ray Bentley in the offensive backfield for Mexico City. He's more of your bruiser, whereas Ray Bentley is more of a finesse back. Jacob Morrison down to get the tougher yards in close situations like this one.
Pitch play, 3rd straight run, nothing doing. Bentley couldn't get around the tackle of DJ Woods, and it's a quick 3 and out.
Well, that is exactly what the Vancouver crowd wanted to see, is the Aztec offense stalled out on their first drive. 3 straight runs, not letting Sipe throw the football on this drive, something we may see their second time through.
And the punt is away. It will be returned here from Nakai, who tries to stretch the field toward the near side. He's taken down by Eric Westmoreland at his own 33-yard line. First drive for Vancouver ended up getting 3 as they were stopped just outside the red zone. What can they do on drive number 2?
Drive number 2, they need to get back to what was working on drive number 1. The quick releases from Christian Brown, sprinkling in the run game when it makes sense as well. It will help the play action down the field as well. But Christian Brown needs to be smarter with his decision making. If it's not there, don't force it, which he did a couple of times in that first drive.
Look to pass. With a 4-man rush, middle, caught wide open is Brett Killian, and they immediately jump on the other side of the midfield, all the way down to around the 45.
This was something that was opened up by that first drive. Their first drive, the quick releases were about 10 yards max for the down the field plays. And then all of a sudden, first play from scrimmage in the second drive, they were able to open up the middle farther downfield, about a 20-yard pass all told. Real nice eye from Christian Brown to check up instead of check down.
24 yards officially from our live stats crew of Mark Lopez, Benjamin Warner, and Ron Haynes. All the stats truck tonight. Thank you, gentlemen, for all your hard work all season long as Max Jackson comes up with a tackle after the 2-yard gain.
Max Jackson responsible for the running back in that particular defensive formation. He was not going to let the running back able to get free by any stretch, especially coming across the formation.
Two wideouts near side. And Brown will look over the middle, looking. It's McMichaels, the tight end, who gains 7.5 yards.
Almost a carbon copy from the first play we saw from scrimmage. On the first drive, they had Stephen McMichaels over the middle between the hash marks, ends up with 10 yards roughly, and now a 3rd and inches. Chance for Mexico City to get off the field.
Looks like the Aztecs defense are expecting more developing plays, backing off, especially their linebackers in coverage, and that's been allowing that to open up, as you said. Middle run, Bravado, the fullback, picks up the first down to around the 30-yard line.
Let the big, beefy fullback get the ball and move the ball a couple yards forward to keep this drive alive. This is looking better than the first drive even looked, and it was at about this point when they had to kick the field goal.
Now from the 29-yard line, 2 tight ends right, 2 wide receivers left. It'll just be a straight-up give through the middle for Robert Redford, and Marlise Lloyd is there, only a yard on the play.
And she comes up and really penetrates the offensive line very well to get to the ball carrier. Ball pursuit, one of the strengths of this Mexico City defense, especially on that line in the linebacking core.
Under 4 to go in the first quarter. Looking near side. Oh. That's the interception that Mexico City needed. And off to the races. Near sideline. Getting me caught. Liam Ryan being chased by Christian Brown. He won't get there. Touchdown, Mexico City Aztecs.
Wow. Talk about a statement play made by the Mexico City defense. And we were mentioning it earlier. You didn't want to test this secondary for the Aztecs, and they come through with a big-time play. The cornerback, Liam Ryan, with a grab and go all the way downfield. Gorgeous work by the secondary. Split-second reactions by Ryan.
The red zone has been one of the worst places for Vancouver all season long. They rank in the bottom 10 of scoring offense, just over 80% in that area, while the Aztec defense is top 10 in not allowing points in the red zone. And they show you why there. Liam Ryan picks off the pass and takes it to the house. And the Aztecs take a 7-3 lead. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Here comes Zora Lerner now on the return. He gets taken down at his own 25-yard line, and so the Vancouver offense will go back to work and try and reclaim that lead.
Short memory needed for Christian Brown, but he also needs to learn from his mistakes. One of the things on that play that Liam Ryan took to the house was that both his top receivers on each side of the formation towards the sideline had about 10 yards of open space in front of them. There was not a defender on them in the zone. could have audibled into something that took advantage of that. Poor recognition by Brown in the formation stature that was on there. See if he changes that up if Mexico City gives us that same look.
I'll try and be more conservative. A handoff to Redford, who shakes and bakes, gets out of a tackle, and there's Max Jackson, who comes up with the stop. Interesting note about Max Jackson and Dexter Jackson I was alluding to. They are team joint lead coming into today's ball game with 89 tackles. That middle linebacker and strong safety combo around the middle of the field, getting to running backs, has really helped out Mexico's defense. Tested again. Another handoff, but this time it's Nakai who gets through Jackson there just a moment and picks up the first down.
Yeah, that said, I mean, Vancouver's successes are going to, on the run game, are going to live and die through the middle of that line of scrimmage. The outside's very well covered. Left outside linebackers and right outside linebackers are going to be very good at those. But between the tackles, between the guards, definitely a spot for them to take advantage of if Mexico City gives it on the defensive line.
Brown will look to throw near side, looking for Kendra Wells, incomplete. Maybe just a step too far behind the football.
I think that was because of a hurried pass on Christian Brown. The Aztecs sent a linebacker blitz as there were 5 rushers headed at Christian Brown there, and Brown just hurried up, couldn't quite aim his pass as much as he would like, and Wells couldn't bring it in.
This will be Vancouver's 18th play of the game, while the offense for Mexico City has only been on the field for 3 plays. Deep shot, middle, double coverage. Kendra Wells comes down with it at the 36.
Great effort by Kendra Wells, going above her head to bring that one in. The pocket was collapsing around Christian Brown. He was out of time. He had to either wing it or get rid of it. One of the two. He chose to wing it, and I'm glad he did, because we got to see an excellent effort downfield from Kendra Wells to bring that in front of the corner and the safety.
Slotting it in there between the 2 Hall of Famers to find Wells and to keep the chains moving. A brilliant throw. Excellent catch. 1st and 10, Vancouver. Offset eye behind Brown. He will look to pass. Looking middle again. Finds Brett Killian, who's alone in space. And he's got a Vancouver touchdown.
Gardner, I think we're going to get what we wished for. The back and forth game seems to be in full effect right now. This one, a post route over the middle of the field, and they had Brett Killian one-on-one on the outside, and Killian going to win that battle probably 60 to 70% of the time. Great throw inside, turned his corner inside out, and Killian to the house.
Another great throw from Brown, who gets Vancouver's lead back. 14 and 12 combined for 2 good receptions over 25 yards. And now chance to win comes on to tack on the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. Vancouver 10, Mexico City 7. The last time these two teams played, Chris Curtis, Mexico City suffered their worst margin of defeat on the road right here in this same building here in the Delta Dome when they lost 51-17. How times have changed with the resurgence of Mexico City under new coach Mike Daggs.
Yeah, you're right. And they've definitely changed some things for the better. But what we need to see in this one is a consistent performing offense. We have not seen that just yet. They've only had the ball really one time, and their one score came on the pick 6. So now Mexico City's offense, which have fresh legs, as do the Vancouver defense, come out and try to establish something in the way of definition to their game plan.
First 3 plays for the offense for the Aztecs were 2 runs and 1 pass, and that didn't work. We'll see what formula they bring here on this time. Pass left side. Oh, nice catch by Terrazas. And that one, it's close to a first down. They'll call it 9.5.
That's great placement on the ball from Jordan Sipe as well. Put it behind Terrazas, but basically in his rear pocket, where all he has to do is turn around and protect the football from the incoming cornerback. He grabs it, pushes his way a little bit more forward, can't quite get the first down, but he's close, 2nd and inches.
Bentley in the backfield behind BVD, Buford Van Dam, and he gets the call, tries to get there, but will lose half a yard from Bobo Caudill, the defensive end.
Good penetration by the defensive end. Offensive line for Mexico City can do better than that. Opposite of Vancouver, they can work the outside runs, and they may have success out there. Between the tackles, maybe a tough spot to live.
Again, the give to Bentley. This time he picks up the yardage needed. Nothing that Achilles Papatonis could do about it that time.
Yeah, that'll work. That gives Ray Bentley enough yards to get the first down at the very least, and that's a step in the right direction for sure for the Mexico City offense. Their first down of this football game. Now we'll see if what else they can establish.
Need to do more. Heavy blitz coming from the outside, pass left, caught. Turning upfield is Terrazas. Terrazas first down. Had to maneuver, had to find a compass or something to get the right way going, but he eventually did and picked up the first down.
And a little bit innovative on the route as well. Has to come back to the football, which put the defender all out of sorts because the defender thought he was going to be able to step in front of it. Real good adjustment on the ball from Terrazas as that ball came from Sipe. Great job turning back around, getting enough for the first down, and they keep it moving.
We'll introduce you to the Legion defense here quick. Achilles Papatonis, Bobo Caudill, Lindsey Theismann, Gerald Giudice, and Michael Rury are the defensive linemen. Rest of that lineup coming here in just a moment as Bentley gets the call. He'll gain 4. He's tackled by Papatonis and another member of the Legion. The outside linebackers are Marquise Reed and DJ Woods. Middle linebacker is Josh Farnsey. Corners are Emmanuel Blackman, Zach Lay, Michael Lister, and Will Stern. And the safeties are Mark Lopez, JJ Winfield, and Drew Hamilton. Final seconds ticking away here in the first quarter. It'll be a pitch play left side. It's a good little run for Morrison, who picks up the first down yardage needed. Excellent blocking there on the edge to move the sticks. And that will bring the first quarter to a close. 3 more quarters of regulation remaining here in Season 22's regular season. 10-7 your score. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Welcome back to the Delta Dome. Tyler Falk alongside Chris Curtis. You're usually hearing our voices together when we're on the Monday Night Spectacular halftime and postgame show. And it's a bit of role reversal as well, Curtis. You're usually leading these, but today I thought I'd take it this time.
Nothing wrong with that. A little bit of Sunday Night Spectacular.
Absolutely. And here comes a little pitch play near side. The dump off pass to Bentley going for maybe a yard before Farnsey's there on the stop.
And it's good defensive coverage there by Vancouver. Responsibility on the outside, knowing that Bentley is a target in the passing game out in the flats and making sure you know where he is because he's the little spark plug back there that can make something happen for multiple yards downfield.
Roll out for Sipe near side, unloads, one-handed snag! Are you kidding me, Bill Henry? What a spectacular grab!
Put one of them mitts out there and just brings that one in. He couldn't help but bring that one in. He caught that ball so fast. That ball was so fast, it basically glued itself to his hand, and he just had to pull it back in. Great throw, better catch. 1st and 10, Mexico City is driving.
That's our nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23 as Sipe looks to pass again into coverage. Incomplete. Emmanuel Blackman was all over that pass.
Yeah, very disciplined defense by Blackman, just to make sure he didn't hit the defender ahead of the ball. Getting there, puts a mid out there, basically knocks it away, makes sure he finishes the tackle as well. 2nd and 10 off a really good defensive play on the outside.
Now some motion here on coming toward the near side is Bill Henry, the tight end. Sipe will look to pass, looking near side, caught in and out of the hands. Blackwell there again on coverage. Jars the ball free from Doug Spelling's grasp.
Yeah, Doug Spelling can't believe it. He had that in his grasp, and Blackman just stuck a paw out there and knocks it out of the mitts of the receiver. Very good work. A more disciplined defense on Blackman. 3rd and 10.
Third down attempt of the ball game here for the Aztecs. They're currently only 1 of 2. That only other 3rd down conversion coming earlier on the drive. 5-man rush. Sipe having to roll out of the pressure, tries to step up and can't escape the pressure. Bo Caudill was in the area, but it's Michael Rury who comes up with the sack.
Yeah, Bobo Caudill is the one who chased Sipe out of the pocket, and Rury is the beneficiary getting the sack on the quarterback, Jordan Sipe. Very good stuff by the Vancouver Legion defensive line. Proper communication was needed to make that play happen and not let Sipe escape.
And so it will be the second punt of the ball game for Cale Barrett Jr. This punt's away, angled near side. It needs a good bounce for the Aztecs. It's going to go out of bounds near the 1-yard line. And I think that's where they're going to mark it.
Wow. Real good punt. They'll mark it at the 2, but either way, very good stuff from Cale Barrett Jr., the punter, able to pin the Legion down deep. And now really curious as to how Vancouver attacks it with not a lot of room behind them.
Can I please get a special teams play? Cale Barrett Jr. with an excellent punt, and now the Aztecs backed up in their own end zone. Handoff up the middle, Robert Redford. It's 5 yards in a game that means so much if Vancouver loses. Seattle and Portland, we head back to SFL headquarters and Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Tyler. Portland at Seattle. Seattle's opening drive, no problem. Baloo Scott, watch as he breaks off a tackle, gets a key block and in. 7-0 Seattle early. They need a Vancouver loss and a win today in order to clinch the Pacific. Back to you for a big third down.
Thank you, Cam. Oh my goodness, Takai eaten alive in the backfield by Max Jackson and company, and they're nearly sat back all the way to the 2-yard line where they started.
Yeah, that's a big tackle to put them right at the original point of attack for the Vancouver offense. Now they need a play to get out of things and give at least their punter some room.
Third and 8. Here for Vancouver, they will just try and run and get more space, but Redford, who is known for his room on first down, cannot get out of the tackle, this time from Dexter Jackson, and they will have to punt.
Yep, that'll work. That's exactly what Mexico City needed. If they're going to pin them down, take advantage of it as far as the defensive positioning. Now, Mexico City in a firm spot to win the field position battle, as this punt likely not to get to the 50-yard line.
Chance to win, pulling double duty. He will punt this one away. It's a shorter punt. It's going to come inside the 50-yard line, and it will be the best starting field position of the game for the Mexico City Aztecs. A good 10-yard return from Morrison, setting up Mexico City inside the 40-yard line.
Right on the outside of field goal range. They could potentially tie the game here. Sipe has to be smart with the football. You don't need 30 yards on one play. Go the short route. Take advantage of a kind of a more of a passive look that the Vancouver secondary has given them so far.
Blitz coming. Sipe is taken down. He'll be seeing nightmares because he was taken down by the Greek nightmare. Achilles Papatonis gets home.
Yeah, it's a blitz on the linebacker, I believe, then basically freed up because Mexico City's blocking scheme could not handle everybody. Papatonis coming around the outside and behind Jordan Sipe to bring him down. Big sack for Mexico City, or for Vancouver's defense.
A loss of 5 on Jordan Sipe. He's back to throw again. Looking right side, open is Bill Henry. They gain the 5 yards back and then some. A gain of about 14 and a half.
That's poise and composure in the pocket from Jordan Sipe. He has a target downfield. Bill Henry with a real nice jump and grab with the outstretched arms and a great placement on the football. No way anybody else has a chance at that except for Henry. Third and very short now to keep this drive alive.
Have the offset eye behind Sipe. They will try and stretch it right side, but Bentley trying to cut it back inside, and is going to lose half a yard. A good stop from Marquise Reed.
And Bentley trying to utilize the off-tackle run, and very good work for Marquise Reed to read where he's trying to go. And now it sets up a kick to potentially tie the ball game.
48-yard attempt from Chaz Blockwater. That would be equaling his long of the season. It's drifting, and it's good. 10-10 your score as Mexico City ties up the game again.
Oof, that was closer than I think he wanted it. Is this one? You said it. He was drifting that ball, drifting it, and I think if that one was a little bit longer, it would have been problematic, but it actually ended up being more on the inside of the left upright than I thought it was. Good stuff from Blackwater, giving it just what it needed.
So we're all level again, and the Legion will have a chance now to respond with maybe some points of their own. Here comes Lunar on the return. He tried to get around his defender, ended up trucking the back of one of those big hefty linemen, and that's where he stopped up at the 23-yard line.
So now Christian Brown has a chance to bring his team downfield again. Been pretty stymied since the second drive of the game. They were able to get to the end zone. So more offensive prowess, and look at all the room on the bottom of the formation here. No one on the receivers as they use the motion.
Yeah, two brilliant passes to Kendra Wells and to Brett Killian, which finished off the drive, but really started with a good, solid running game. And now they're starting with a pass, looking left side, and what do I know? Brett Killian again, 15 yards, first down.
And that's what the motion did. It moved Killian up top of the formation. He was able to run basically no one on him. Mexico City obviously playing a zone with not a lot of coverage in either spot, and that's a very well-placed ball from Christian Brown between the linebacker and the safety to put it right into Brett Killian's hands.
Just needed just a little bit more touch because Jeffrey Daggs, the Hall of Famer, is just sitting right there in that soft zone on the outside, and he could easily, if he's back there maybe just a step, could have picked that one off. Instead, Vancouver moves the chains. They set up in the eye. They try and run. Right side, Redford gets a block downfield and trying to fight off Jeffrey Daggs for a first down as he drags him all the way to the 50-yard line. The two Hall of Famers meet at midfield.
It's going to be very difficult to shake off a Jeffrey Daggs tackle, and Robert Redford is one of those that is probably compatible to do it with his skill set. But real nice work by Daggs to basically lock his wrists, not let him free, and Redford can go absolutely nowhere.
If I remember correctly, I think they're from the same Hall of Fame class as well, Daggs and Redford.
I believe
pass
so.
Near side. Killian can haul it in that time as Gerard Brody with the hit stick.
Yeah, good hit, great reception, or great chance at a reception there, but just a Brody coming through, timing it really well, knocking that ball loose, knocking it away, and knocking the wind out of the receiver at the same time. Very physical tackle, but a very good one.
Flex tight ends on the line to the right. Now Brown's going to unflex him and move Kendra Wells, who was lined up as a tight end, out to the left-hand side. 4-3 look out of the Aztecs, and Redford is blown backward. The Aztecs read the play well. The motion to the other side to try and misdirect couldn't help, and they lose yards.
Yeah, Vancouver does the misdirection run plays very well, but Mexico City knows that going in. And Dexter Jackson all over that read, able to know exactly what's happening. He's seen this chapter before, comes through with a big-time tackle and puts a 3rd down and 11 in the pocket of Christian Brown.
Longest 3rd down and distance we've seen here for Vancouver tonight. As Brown sets up, unloads, middle, and just overthrows everybody looking for Wells. And the Aztec defense holds firm on this drive.
That was close. That had a chance for Wells to bring that one in. It looked very similar to the long ball that she caught earlier over the middle of the field. This one just a little bit overthrown from Brown, a little bit too amped up as his eyes got real big. Creates a situation where Mexico City is going to get this ball back. Tie ball game with 4 minutes left in this first half.
Punt is away. This time there will be an attempted return from Morrison as he only gets up to the 13-yard line as we go back to Seattle for another game break from Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Tyler. Seattle not making this easy on Vancouver today. Watch Ezekiel Love here. He gets popped by Amar Bryant, and off the kneecap of the fullback, bounces right in to the palms of TJ Frosty for the fumble 6, 14-0 Nemesis. Back to you.
An unconventional scoop, or what are we going to call that? Just a air scoop score?
I mean, you can call it a pickup 6.
Pick up 6? We'll take
Pick
it.
up 6.
At least it ain't pick up 52. Pass near side. Bill Henry fought 4 yards.
I like it. That's and really Seattle needs that. I mean, the more plays that they can have go their way, the less it can be in question talking about what they need to do to get into the playoffs.
As it sits right now, no decision so far in this game as who's going to win this one. Sipe looking right side, a deflection. Incomplete. DJ Woods got his paw up there, and he knocks it away, setting up this 3rd and 6.
A little decently long 3rd down, and if DJ Woods doesn't make a deflection on that, that receiver's probably still running. A lot of room on the other side of that reception if the play is not made. Good work. Now Sipe in a big-time 3rd and 6 with the playoffs on the line.
Both Vancouver and Mexico City are 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Can the Aztecs convert here? Looking middle, off the fingertips. This time for Doug Spelling. And we'll see another punt. And these defenses, Curtis, are keeping this game in check, and we're loving it.
It's an absolute slugfest out there. Blackman has made several plays to stop passes at this point, and most of them have been on Doug Spelling. He is his main charge. Very good work across the middle of the field to make the hit right on time. And Mexico City, who is usually better than 50% on 3rd down offense, stymied right now with just 1 conversion.
Punt is away from Barrett. As here comes the return from Nakai. There was some really yanking of the face mask of Nakai's helmet. That is going to be flagged immediately, and that will gain Vancouver a few yards. They'll be set up at their own 45-yard line. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Split backfield here for Christian Brown. Wide receivers on either side of the formation with McMichaels, the tight end, now on the right side. Pitch play, left side. Here's a good-looking run for the fullback, Bravado, and he turns upfield for a good couple extra yards, a 13-yard pickup. The misdirection at the snap delayed the defense getting over to Bravado.
Yeah, that's a real nice misdirection. We talked about it last drive, and this time Mexico City was not sly to what Vancouver was trying to do with that run. Good work for Bravado. The big, beefy fullback gets to the outside and uses those shoulders to get a couple extra yards after contact. Good work, 1st and 10.
2 linebackers lined up on the outside of the formation as it'll be a handoff through the middle. Stern going nowhere. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
More good run defense from Mexico City at the line of scrimmage, and if Vancouver is going to be fine with running it, Mexico City is going to be fine with stopping them. Christian Brown's going to need to take this into his hands if he wants something on this drive.
Slot receiver near side as Brown rolls in that direction, gets good protection and finds and slots it in to Brett Killian just outside the 15-yard line, and they move themselves into the red zone.
They do. This is a really nice placed ball from Brown. There's two defenders right there. Finds the seam between them to get it to Brett Killian. That was a dangerous ball, but they lived to tell about it. Another big-time reception, and Killian is over the century mark.
25 yards to get him up to 117 now in the game, as Vancouver now on the 18-yard line. They try and run with Redford, and Max Jackson again is there. He gets some help. It's the Jackson party. He gets help from Dexter as well as we reach the 2-minute warning here in the first half of play. Vancouver driving. They won't punt this. Surely not. That would be their 3rd in a row. It's 10-10. Vancouver, Mexico City in the final week of season 22. Now out of the break. Christian Brown under center with 2 tight ends. 2nd and 10. Brown rolling right, has time, looking end zone, caught near clock hit! Touchdown, Vancouver! He scores against his former team and puts Vancouver back out in front.
Big time throw, big time catch from a playmaker on this Vancouver roster. He may not be too high on the depth chart for Vancouver, but he can and does make plays when they matter. Great post route, middle of the field, defender nowhere close. Max Jackson tried to get there in time to knock it free. Wasn't going to happen. Vancouver with a real nice drive with under 2 minutes to go. Now Mexico City is going to have a chance to answer with all 3 timeouts as well.
Lockett's second touchdown of the season as Twins' kick is up, and it is good. Vancouver take a 7-point lead, the largest of the game for them so far. It's 17-10.
A bit of a reminder of what this game means. If you guys are just joining us, been a good one. First of all, where you been? But Mexico City needs a win to get into the playoffs. A loss, and they are out. There is no scenario in which they get into the playoffs with a loss. Vancouver on the other side, though, Tyler, they can jump as high, I believe, as 8 or 7.
7.
If I'm right. 7. If they win and can drop to 11 if they lose.
Yes, they would have division winner tiebreaker. They would reclaim the Pacific Division and jump out in front of the likes of Baltimore, potentially Carolina. That would be it for their scenarios if Vancouver were to win. For Mexico City, they could get, I think they could get up into 10th or 9th. I believe 9th is the highest that they can go with a win. But as you mentioned, a loss eliminates them from postseason contention. Yes, 8th for Mexico City. My apologies. Thank you to Commissioner Cameron Irvine as Sipe rolls and fires middle, caught and planted as Bill Henry into the turf, but he holds on to the football.
And Bill Henry filling the shoes of the once retired Mike Daggs in that tight end spot, but he is doing a world's effort right now in that tight end look for Jordan Sipe, finding ways to contribute, finding ways to get the ball downfield. Good work from Bill Henry there. First down and 10 with the clock continuing to go.
4 targets, 4 receptions. Now can it continue? They're going to try and run up the middle. Gets a good block, does Bentley. He picks up 6 yards, and Mexico City will call a timeout to reset.
Big time moment in this game. If Vancouver can shut down the Mexico City offense before they go into the halftime locker room, that is a statement made in front of their home crowd. Whereas the other side, if Mexico City finds a way to even this game or at least get points, then it shows a statement of intent that, you know what, hey, we're not rolling over. Not that we expect them to.
Very different look there from Bentley, who lines up about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage as a wide receiver. That one is tipped up in the air twice. Nearly brought down for an interception. Zach Lay, I think, was the first one to get his hands to it.
Yeah, he was. He was able to jump up. Great reaction time. Sipe puts that up in the air. Zach Lay sees exactly where it's going. He's almost in the air before Sipe gets that football away and is able to get a mitt or 2 on it to knock it aside. Huge third down for the Mexico City offense.
They're down a point of contention. They're 1 of 5, looking over the middle. That one is caught. Bill Henry, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Tight End, picks up his 5th reception, moves the chains beyond the 50-yard line.
Another good one from Bill Henry. A couple catches on this drive and 2 in very big spots. And Mexico City getting closer to at least getting a field goal out of this. That clock continuing to go. No timeouts called yet by this Mexico City offense.
Just confirming everything we know already. 5 receptions, 60 yards for Henry in the game. Heavy blitz coming. Sipe has it tipped at the line, and the pass falls incomplete. Papatonis is reading the mind of CB4 at the moment.
Yeah, he's been good. He's usually good in that spot, able to get his hands up. The tall Greek nightmare, able to use the lengthy wingspan of his to get up, knock that ball down before it gets over his head.
He's tied for 2nd tallest lineman on that Vancouver defensive line. Only Bobo Cadil stands at 6'7", while Papatonis 6'5". And now Bentley will roll out to the right in a bit more conventional wide receiver look as Sipe will go under center, look to throw, right side, turning and spinning, and that's the first incompleted pass when they've tried to go to Bill Henry.
And then Sipe, he wasn't really hurried much on that throw, but it was a tight window to put it through. He's going to hit most of those, but unfortunately not this one, and Bill Henry not able to bail him out either. Big third down, got to get it to the 38 for a first.
With 53 seconds to go, though, that doesn't matter. They're 2 of 6 now on third down with a third down conversion to Bill Henry earlier in the drive. He is nowhere to be seen this time around. And Sipe will look to throw, looking right side, nearly caught by Spelling. He's had a couple of close calls, but it's then these DBs for Vancouver and Zach Lay again with the deflection, and it's fourth down.
Spelling
and they will look to punt.
Spelling is beating himself up on that. He probably feels he should have had that ball. It hit him in the midst. It went right through his hands after some help from Zach Lay. Now a fourth down punt upcoming, and Mexico City gets no points on likely their last drive of this first half.
And it will be a punt from there to pin Vancouver inside their own 5-yard line early in the ball game. This time, the Kai tries to make a return. He gets it to the 12-yard line. And now we'll see, will Vancouver try and put more points up on the board before the half? They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, partner, and crucially, they will kick the ball away to Mexico City to begin half number 2.
I don't think so. I think they're going to play this conservative. I don't think they want to test the waters here at the end of the first half and give Mexico City any chance at momentum. So I think it's going to be short plays, and as I say that, Brown puts an incompletion in the air.
Trying to find Kendra Wells, and it just hasn't been the well to go to. If you see what I'm picking up.
I see I'm picking up what you're putting on.
4 targets, only 1 catch for Kendra here in the ball game, and they need her to the Vancouver offense to change things around as the Aztecs see something they like, sending another man into the box. 8 men into the box against this heavy eye look here for Vancouver.
This is where I want to see CB4 take a shot.
And coverage on the outside. It'll be a heavy blitz. Safety coming too. Caught? No. Pass near side for Killian. Incomplete. Ball hits the turf, which stops the clock again. And it's Gerard Brody in on the coverage.
Yeah, I mean, if Vancouver's going to work on going downfield with these passes, you might as well take a shot. You've got one-on-one coverage on the outside. I don't think an out route's the way to go there. You can run a corner, get the ball downfield. You're well within your own territory here. You can't do anything from here.
3rd and 10, and Vancouver again will look to throw. Middle of the field, there's Kendra Wells hauling it in, and they go beyond the 30-yard line, and there's no hustle this time. They realize how much time they got left on the clock, and maybe they might go a little bit more conservative here.
Yeah, I think they finally realized, you know what, might as well not give Mexico City any reason to find momentum. So with 20 seconds left, this will likely be a run play, and that'll take us into the locker room.
Vancouver's offense favoring the right side, though they try and go with a fullback dive up the middle. Pravado gains 8 yards, and they will not look to call a timeout. Yes, we will go to halftime with the Legion 7 points up, partner, over the Mexico City Aztecs. They are 20 minutes away from retaking the Pacific Division and sending Mexico City back home and to the offseason.
A couple of the storied franchises in SFL lore, Vancouver and Mexico City, at a 17-10 scoreline at the halftime break. And a couple of things to really focus on. Mexico City does not have an offensive touchdown in this game. Even being down 1 score, they can be thankful to their defense for keeping it at a 1-score game. Vancouver has looked dominant at times on the offensive side, but at other times has looked very average. So look for them to try to make some impact plays downfield. Their short to medium passing game has not been as good as it was on their first drive. Everything they've been able to commit to has either been decent run plays or it's been plays downfield. Whereas Mexico City, they have found ways to use the short to intermediate passing game to get into positions where they can score some points. They had a field goal earlier on one of their offensive drives, but everything else has stalled out. But Killian, yeah, your halftime player. There's no doubt about that. Jordan Sipe and Christian Brown definitely have some improving to do in their accuracy. Look for them to both try to establish themselves in this second half.
And we welcome you back to the Legion's home field. The Delta Dome is hosted by Delta Flare, a startup company building video games and economic solutions for blockchain compatibility. Grab your knots and get ready for their premier title, Valor Rising: Quest for the Seven. Visit their website at deltaflare.gg for more details as the second half is underway. 20 minutes to go here in regulation of the final week of the regular season. Can the Aztecs mount another comeback and put this one back in their favor? They're down by 7 starting the third quarter.
This is a couple of this first 5 minutes of this third quarter is going to tell you a lot about what Mexico City is able to do, what adjustments they've made. Look for Sipe to make some plays downfield.
Gonna start with a run up the middle. It's a good little run from Bentley, who scampers forward through the A gap for 5 yards.
Ideal start. Get a couple yards, make second and third down a little bit easier. See if they go back to Morrison here on second down or if they put the ball in Sipe's hands.
Another I formation. Bentley again dotting the I. He will get the call on the stretch play. Near side. Gaining about 4 yards before Achilles Papatonis brings him down. And it sets up third and very manageable.
You talk about a high motor. Achilles Papatonis came from the opposite side of the defensive line to be able to make that tackle. A lot of room for the lineman to cover to get to that spot to make the tackle. Very good work.
Another I formation. Here for Mexico City, another run. This time they try and go with Morrison, who leans forward for an Aztec first down.
There you go. Morrison finds the room in the middle of that gap to squeeze his way through. That's the physical part of the Mexico City run game. Morrison in that spot. Bring back out Ray Bentley for more of the finesse look on first down.
2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. Here for the Aztecs, handoff left side. Bentley gets the call, breaks a tackle, looking for more. Stiff arms and gains 13 yards. Another first down. It's as you prophesized there, Curtis.
There you go. Well, love what I see from Bentley on the outside there. The fullback coming up to make the hit, make the block. Bentley still has to do some work to get through one tackle, and he's only a couple inches away from breaking that second tackle, and you won't hear from him until he gets to the end zone. 1st and 10, though, as a nice stop and an open field tackle from Vancouver thwarts that attempt.
A good start to the drive. 4 straight runs for the Mexico City. Now they'll try and pass. Caught near side by Noe Terrazas. Haven't heard a whole lot from him since the first quarter.
Yeah, he made a couple of really nifty catches in the first quarter on that second drive, I believe, but haven't really heard from him like you alluded to. A pretty simple pitch and catch there on the out route. Nothing much doing on it, only 2 yards, but it may open up things down the road.
Single back ace look here for Mexico City as Sipe rolls near side and unloads. Middle caught, and it's Terrazas on another catch over the middle of the field. And that's a fantastic grab and another drive continuer.
Yep, it opened up Terrazas down the field. This a misdirection rollout to the right, throw across your body and across the hash marks to the left side to a crossing Terrazas 15 yards downfield. A real nice ball by Jordan Sipe, putting it right where the receiver was going to be. First down.
Solid gain of about 11 yards there. Sipe to Terrazas. And now he goes with 2 wideouts on his left side. He's back to pass again. This time looking near side. Bill Henry has kind of cooled off just a bit. He was blanketed in coverage. And it's incomplete.
That's part of the reason why he's cooled off as Vancouver has put some assets towards Bill Henry to cut off the routes to him, as he is Jordan Sipe's safety blanket down the field. Good work, but Jordan Sipe not really hurried on these throws. Even with the blitzes, Vancouver not getting home as well as they did in the first half.
We've seen less and less fullbacks on this drive as Sipe again will look to pass. Looking middle, incomplete. Bill Henry again. More excellent coverage from Vancouver.
Yeah, they're going to the well a little bit too much here as far as Bill Henry is concerned. Got to get to the ball. You got to get the balls to the outside. The middle is for the most part covered in the middle of that zone. They were able to take advantage of it earlier, but an adjustment by the Vancouver defense has put that off to the side.
9th play of the drive, and it's another 3rd down here for the Aztecs. 5-man rush. Sipe looking, and it's incomplete. Spelling again. Just has not warmed up, and it's an incomplete pass, and it's 4th down.
A little bit snake bit right now. That was not an easy ball to grab, though, either. It was between 3 Legion defenders who were right in his front pockets and back pocket, and he could not really do much with that ball headed in his direction. And now Mexico City forced to punt it again on their first drive of the second half.
The punt is away here from Hale Barrett Jr. It's another excellent punt inside the 15-yard line. We take a look at both quarterbacks. Last 10 passes, Brown looking a little bit more, but focusing a little bit back on Jordan Sipe. Last 4 games have all been above 50%, with the last 3 being above 60%. He sits right now about 47% in the ball game. It's the last 10 passes that really tell the tale of the tape.
Yeah, and most of them have been over 10 yards as far as attempting those passes. So downfield, Vancouver is closing in on what Sipe is trying to do.
7:04 to go in the 3rd quarter as Brown will look to pass, has time, and looks near side at Stephen McMichaels, another name who we really haven't called since the 1st quarter, on the opposite side of the field, and he gets a 1st down for the Legion.
This is the adjustment that I wanted to see Christian Brown make. You have 2 receivers bottom of the screen with no one anywhere near them with this zone look, and able to make the, I'd say, a short throw intention to McMichaels, who grabs it just before the defense gets there. Plenty of time for Brown, and he's able to move the chains.
Game update from Seattle and Portland. Seattle extend their lead 21-3 as they encroach in on halftime. Meanwhile, here, still a 7-point ball game. Redford trying to go right side, but Max Jackson says you're only getting 2 yards.
Yeah, nothing doing there from Redford, and he's been bottled up for the most part. 5 yards here and there, but not a lot from him, and it's putting some pressure on Christian Brown to make a play. Granted, he's been able to make them for the most part, but watch for that to become a factor down the road here.
Brown will look to throw again. Middle, deflected by a member of the linebacking core. It's John Osiris who got his hand up there first.
Yeah, remember, as soon as the defense touches it, or the offense touches it, it's no longer pass interference. That deflection happened. Very good work from the safety to knock the receiver out of the way and make sure that ball was not going to be completed on the deflection.
3rd down here for Vancouver. They're only 2 of 5 tonight on 3rd down. Looking to change that here. 3rd and 8. Christian Brown scanning the field, having time, looking, and Lockett couldn't haul it in. Former teammates collide, and the ball flutters to the turf. Incomplete.
Yeah, Lockett heard footsteps behind him, and that's the reason that ball did not get caught. He knew there was somebody in his back pocket that was timing the play, trying to make the hit as the ball got there, and it could not haul it in because of that. Something he'll have to focus a little bit more on if he's going to make those crossing routes over the middle of the field.
So back to punt, his chance to win. Trying to give his defense a chance to hold back Mexico City in the return. Left side, trying to gain a few extra yards. Good little extra roll there from Jacob Morrison. About 9 on the return. The 2024 SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in League City, Texas, just south of Houston, July 12th through the 14th. Featuring live games, flag football, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and more. For all the convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room, see the event schedule, and more.
I don't know who decides to let the convention be in Texas again.
You're sounding a lot like Jay Bomer at the moment, Curtis.
Well, the only reason I say that is because albinism and the sun in Texas do not get along under any circumstances.
Well, here's a good-looking catch from Bill Henry as he turns back upfield. He says, I don't care about your skin there, Chris. I don't care how easily you can burn. I'm going to burn these Vancouver defenders and get a 1st down.
That's finding a way to put Bill Henry in a position to succeed is what that is. He's basically double covered every time he runs downfield. So why not put him in a short route and have him catch the ball and have some room to run? Good adjustment by the offensive coordinator over there in Mexico City as they find a way to give the tight end the football.
Disciple roll near side, firing across his body, caught Terrazas at the 35-yard line to pick up a 14 and another first down.
Another good piece of work. The short throw opens up the longer game for Jordan Sipe, and they're quieting this crowd at the Delta Dome, stopping the momentum that Vancouver had previously, as halfway through this third quarter already, quick moving third quarter, and Mexico City starting to knock on the door. They have a chance to tie this ball game up.
As the score stands right now, Mexico City and San Diego would be out. If Carolina wins, they're in. If they lose, Alamo City would clinch the last spot. That's with the score line standing right now. That's Vancouver 17 over Mexico City 10. And it's Seattle over Portland in that game as Sipe finding ways to hang in there, and he finds Terrazas. How did he fit it into him against Emmanuel Blackman? First down, Aztecs.
Really tight fit, super focus from Noe Terrazas is how he gets that in the spot. Great accuracy on the football, first and foremost, right there, inside pocket. Then he's able to shred the tackle basically at the same time, just with the football move after the catch. Terrazas makes a great play, and Mexico City knocking on the door of the red zone for really the first time tonight. They have a really nice sustained drive.
Blackman was, I don't remember the goalie or whatnot. It's like he was on the ice trying to block the goalie from even looking at the puck, but this time, Terrazas finds a way to come up with a catch, and the next ensuing play results in a 3-yard gain from Ray Bentley.
Do you take a shot here? I think now might be the time. Maybe Bill Henry down towards the goal line. Watch for that if they don't run this.
8 men in the box. Sipe will look to pass again. Looking middle, caught, and into the end zone goes Navante Richardson for his 3rd touchdown of the season. And more importantly, we could have a tie ball game.
What a throw from Jordan Sipe. He did go to the tight end, just not the one I was thinking. Navante Richardson, citing the second tight end on this roster, finds a way to make a play over the middle of the field. One-on-one, the safeties come down to crash him at the goal line, but it does not matter. Zach Lay is a mismatch against Navante Richardson, and Mexico City takes full advantage of it, making this a likely tie ball game.
The blossoming of Navante Richardson is on full display. In his rookie season, he only had 1 touchdown. Now, in his sophomore season, he now has 3. Look out for Navante Richardson, and we are tied again at 17 apiece.
That is a big-time play from somebody who hopes to be a big-time playmaker in this league. Put the team on your back, young fella, and get that ball into the end zone. Under 4 minutes left in the third, and we are no closer to picking a winner, Tyler.
Now, what do these two teams have to say about it? Right now, nothing. As Lerner takes a knee in the end zone, his offense will start on the 20-yard line. Here is a true test of character here for Vancouver. They were able earlier in the game to get out that set to a 7-point lead all the way back near the end of the first half. They started with a punt here and a 3-and-out to begin the second half. Now they have to try and retool here as it's nearly taken away for the second time by Liam Ryan.
Yeah, he took one back to the house in the first one and he nearly took one away here, but you called it, the test of character. This Vancouver team has been a very Jekyll and Hyde team this season. Sometimes they've been very good. Other times they've been average or worse in key moments. This is the most key moment they've had all season long. We'll see which version of Vancouver shows up when the lights are on.
5-step drop, deep pass, looking for McMichaels, but Max Jackson is there in the nick of time.
One thing in response to that, Mexico City has also been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. So which one is matching up with who is really the question there, as both teams have had their bright spots this season. And you and I, Tyler, would love to see both teams put their bright spots out today.
this another bright spot for Christian Brown as he steps up and fires and finds Nick Lockett? What a heads-up play in the pocket from Christian Brown to find Lockett.
Hyper awareness from Christian Brown here. He has some green in front of him. He could decide he has room to run this, and he does, all told. But instead of doing that, he minds where his feet are. He does not pass the line of scrimmage and is able to get that ball downfield to get more yardage out of it with a safe throw on the cross. Great work from Christian Brown and a great reaction to the room in front of him.
That's one of the best moves I've seen a quarterback make in many, many seasons. Only one that could probably top that was Matt Wilson's run out of the back of his own end zone for a gain of 25. As Brown will look to unload again, finding Kendra Wells. No! Jeffrey Daggs put a helmet on the football and denied Wells the catch.
That is a Hall of Fame play made by a Hall of Fame defender. Jeffrey Daggs comes up and doesn't go for the player, doesn't need to. He knows the ball is not as secure as it could be, gets a helmet to the ball and knocks it 5 yards away. That's a great play from a Hall of Fame safety.
Two wideouts near side for Brown as he looks to fire again, finding Lockett, who turns upfield and jumps forward for another Vancouver first down.
More good, steady work from the Vancouver offense. This is the slow and methodical kind of Vancouver, which I personally like to see. They're more productive when they are doing this and taking what the defense gives them, not forcing it downfield. And over the middle has been Christian Brown's office, and you can see it there, a majority of the passing yards in that spot.
First and 10 now. Here is Kendra Wells, shifts near side. As Brown again looking to throw with plenty of time, but he unloads it a bit too hard. As we head back to SFL headquarters for what I could only assume is an exciting game break from Seattle.
Thank you, Tyler. Watch this play for Portland. Down 21, it looks like all is lost. Cyrus Jive completes this pass, fighting for extra yardage. The ball pops out. Terrell Cooper recovers it and is gone. Nobody touches him. Touchdown, Portland. They're back in it, 24-10 early in the third.
Going out on a high note are the Fleets, and what a fantastic play to get their offense back in the groove. As Brown looking middle again, double coverage, somehow finds Kendra Wells inside the 30-yard line, and the sticks keep going down the field.
Mexico City trying to put a pressure cooker on Christian Brown, but that is about as poised as you can get. He has his world crumbling around him, and he's able to just drop this in the bucket between two defenders with the referee looking on right there to make sure there's no shenanigans going on. First and 10 on a great play downfield, and another Kendra Wells setting for the first time in this third quarter.
And I'm now getting updates again from Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Portland just came away with an interception as well. Things are really turning on its head for Seattle at the moment. That's a wide open McMichaels, though, who puts a man to the turf and gains 6 yards to boot.
He couldn't quite move around the corpse of the man he just put into the turf, but he was able to at least make the play, get a 6-yard gain. A positive movement is better than nothing at this point for Vancouver.
Now they come back to the line on Mexico City's 23-yard line. 2nd and 4 here for Vancouver. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ron Bradford got out of the tackle, but he was slowed enough. That way the rest of the help could come in. But what a great play on the outside by Maurice Lloyd to get in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get to the running back, Maurice Lloyd. That's her charge, is that running back on the RB spy there. Good work as the tackle is made by the help, and to bring him to a 3rd and 1 chance for Mexico City to get off the field.
Third and 1 here for the Legion. 9 men in the box for Mexico City, and they get home. They will deny the first down. A crucial tackle made by Osiris, and Vancouver will trot out the field goal unit.
3 points, better than 7 if you're Mexico City's defense, and there's no guarantee of even that. Chance to win, pretty much automatic, but not completely.
38 yards for to win near the middle of the field, and that one is just going to slot home, and Vancouver take the lead once more. It is 20-17.
That snap looked a little bit wonky. Chance had to wait for it to get on the tee, essentially, for him to be able to put that up in the air, and Mexico City couldn't quite get there to block it. But that was a little bit scary if you're the special teams unit for Vancouver, as they really need to work on their snap as he had to pick it up off the ground.
So regardless of the outcome today here for Vancouver, Curtis, it now marks the 9th straight season for the Vancouver Legion being in the postseason. That is the second longest active streak in the SFL at the moment. The current longest streak now is Baltimore with 12, which just sits behind the league all-time record at 13 straight seasons, which was held by Mexico City when their playoff run ended in season 20. They're trying to get back to the postseason since season 19. And that pass hits the helmet of Bobo Caudill. Incomplete.
That's the third pass we've seen get stopped at the line of scrimmage by a Vancouver defensive lineman, whether it be hands, helmet, other springing, flinging body parts, doesn't matter. Sipe not able to, if he's not able to get it past his own offensive line, he's going to have some problems.
34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And Sipe will hand off to Bentley through the middle. Good stiff arm, but coming from behind. Oh, great awareness from Michael Rury to come up with the tackle.
And good tackle by Rury. It's difficult to think, but defensive tackles do not get a lot of tackles on running plays. It's usually the ends, the linebackers who make those plays, and a good job by him to be hyper aware of where the ball is.
3rd and 4, pass left side, intended for Terrazas, incomplete. Some great coverage from Mark Lopez and company, and that will set up a 3-and-out and a punt.
Yeah, no reason to test it right now. No reason to really jump the gun and go for this yet. They will still have a quarter left. It's only a 3-point game. Let your defense, who's played very well so far, get out there and make a play.
Barrett Jr. with another punt. He's been pretty busy today. As here comes the return from Mackay. Out of 1, nearly out of 2. As he eventually brought down at the 37-yard line. 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Can Vancouver keep the hold of this game and retake the Pacific Division, or will Mexico City return to the postseason? Here's your league rights. Get your 4s, 12s, 86s, 68s, and of course 93s for Anthony Stover, Billy Ray Valentine.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to the Delta Dome. Final week of the regular season. Final 10 minutes of the regular season for Vancouver and Mexico City. Vancouver's in the postseason but could clinch the Pacific Division with the win. Mexico City needs a win to make the postseason for the first time in 3 seasons. And maybe start another journey of long, healthy seasons back to back to back. But it won't if they allow plays like that to a former member of the club, Nick Lockett.
Great job downfield, eyes downfield from Christian Brown. Nick Lockett finds a seam. He's got no one really on him on the post route, as that was Merrick Atera who was giving him all sorts of room, and just jumps in front of the safeties, makes the play, gets down to the ground to secure the possession, and Brown over the 300-yard mark.
He's had a pretty solid day. Over 50% of his passes have been caught as well, which has helped his numbers balloon entirely. And they've really heavily relied on the passing game today. The rushing game, just over 50 yards for Vancouver. They've really relied on the arm of Brown, and nearly taken away by Max Jackson. Kendra Wells' 9th target of the game again falls to the turf.
Man, if CB4 is able to put some air under that football, that goes well over the head of Max Jackson, who was able to jump in front of that, and Wells may be able to find it. And just a line drive throw that went right at the helmet of Max Jackson. He's not able to bring it in.
So 2nd and 10 now here for the Legion. As Brown looking near side, Lockett again. 8-yard pickup for Nick Lockett.
Patient, methodical play from Christian Brown. No reason to go for the first down on that. Make third down easier, and he does that here. Very good day when the lights are on brightest for CB4 in front of his home crowd.
I formation, handoff left side, Redford. Max Jackson isn't there in time, and Redford moves the chains.
Very close. Wanted to see if maybe the Mexico City sideline has another look at this, but it looked like on my side it did get it. The ball just crossed and creates a first down and 10 as the clock continues to tick away on the Mexico City Aztecs' chances.
Ramos Lynn, the head coach, keeps the red hankies firmly stuffed in his pocket, and that's a good run from Sudu Nakai for 8 yards.
Good work. 6.5 or 8.5 left, sorry, is Sudu Nakai, the backup for Robert Redford, able to get a few going forward, and they're getting closer to field goal range, if not already in it. They're already in it, so this is possibly could turn into 3 at least.
Drive started at the beginning of the quarter with 3 passes. Now they've done 2 runs. They echo it with their 3rd run of the drive. They will. Right side, Redford gets another first down as Jackson is there again to greet him, but just a half step behind, and Redford and Vancouver march deep into Mexico City territory.
Aztecs have to put the brakes on this drive. They cannot afford at this point to give the Legion a 2-possession lead. 3 points should be the mantra at this point for the defense.
Enough Nakai, he's out of a tackle, and it's 44 on 44 crime, but it's not enough as Nakai outmuscles Dags for another first down.
And when the safety has to bring down the running back like that, Nakai, a beefier body to try to deal with. Dags does a good job just to bring him down, but Nakai is going to get his money's worth and get a couple more yards just in case.
This is the 15-yard line now into the zone. Ever since that first drive down deep into the red zone, it's been much better for Vancouver as Bravado picks up maybe a yard and the Dags hit jars him backward. As we want to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Menacing music in the heads of every Mexico City player as the pass is nearly intercepted. Oh, what a pick that would have been.
That is a great heads-up play from Gerard Brody, the corner, able to get a hand in the air to knock that one away. He was looking for BK12 in the middle of the end zone, and it just did not get there. Great reactions from Brody to knock it aside.
So the Sharp Sports asked, does Mexico City have 2 different helmets? They do, but only if you are a Hall of Famer. You will see the Hall of Famers on the field with gold helmets. A little interesting and welcomed touch to the Mexico City uniform as those Hall of Famers, Dags and Jackson, the 2 safeties, which you'll see here in a moment, try and stop Vancouver on a 3rd down as Brown looks to throw, pumps once, and he's hit once, and then finally taken down by Dan Tritz, and the defense comes alive again in the clutch.
Yeah, Andy Hamilton on the sidelines doesn't like the look of it, but Vancouver is going to have to settle here for a 3-point try. What a hit from Tritz. Following up the first hit, this one brings down CB4 and quiets this capacity crowd one more time. Another chance to win, to at least get his guys up 6 in this point.
38-yard attempt to give them a 6-point lead. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. 23-17. The defense for the Aztecs holds it to within a 1-score deficit, but they really need that offense to come alive here late in the game, Curtis.
This is the time. You have no more chances. Your season is on the line with this next offensive drive. Take it downfield. Show us what you're made of, Mexico City. Let's see who is a hero on that roster and who makes the play they need.
One more kickoff here for chance to win with 6:18 to go in the final quarter of this regular season. They need a play. Here comes the return from Jacob Morrison, who tries and cuts through the middle of the defense, and they'll be folded in half at the 27-yard line. The wildcard round of Season 22 kicks off another SFL postseason with doubleheaders Saturday and Sunday, April 20th and 21st, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss any action in the SFL playoffs right here on SFL YouTube. Who will make an impact when it matters the most, and who will be in the playoffs? Will it be Mexico City? Will it be Alamo City? We still have to find out, and those results could all be determined here by these first two games. As Sipe, rolling right, feels the pressure from behind, gets out of it, looking for a block, and slides down for a gain of 4 yards.
Nothing to panic with. Good job by Sipe, not forcing the ball downfield. Sees the open green in front of him. It isn't a big run that we've seen, but it is something that they can work with. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6.
Now under 6 minutes to go. Still plenty of time as the Vancouver defense backs away from this heavy goal line eye. Sipe will look to run right side with Bentley, and Bentley's taken down after a small short pickup by Gerald Giudice.
Nothing real magical about this start to this drive, but a huge 3rd and 4 coming up, and it's pretty close to 4-down territory. They may opt to punt if it gets to that point.
Doug Spelling near side. He's got 5 targets, but no catches here tonight. He'll be joined by Jason Bartley, who is without a target in tonight's game as well. As Sipe looking middle, finds Bartley for the first time all game to the 50-yard line.
Well, if you're ever going to make an impression, now is the time. Bartley comes up with a ball again over the middle of the field which both offenses have done well, right in front of his defender. Great job sealing the edge and keeping it away from the defense, along with a little juke move to stop the initial tackle. 1st and 10, Mexico City getting closer.
What a clutch play to keep the Aztecs drive alive. They move beyond the 50-yard line into Vancouver's side of the field as Sipe looking over the right-hand side. Devontae Richardson gains 9.
The man who caught the only touchdown from Jordan Sipe today, Richardson, that big body right in the way of any defender that's going to get in front of that football. Good stuff. Sipe has been better. 6 for 10 his last 10 throws. That's something to work with as they try to establish momentum in the late going.
Last time we saw that was coming out of the half when he was only 3 of 10 as Bentley picks up the first down yardage needed.
Keep him honest. No reason to go specifically to just the pass game right now. Take the yards that they're going to give you, let you move the chains. Still all 3 timeouts for both these teams with 4 minutes to go.
If they keep running this offense, they'll milk so much clock. The last touchdown drive for the Aztecs, they took nearly 6 minutes off the clock. They might just do that here, but it's a deflection over the middle by Josh Arnsey to deny the passing lane.
More great reactions from the Vancouver defense, and Jordan Sipe is tipped again several times, probably close to 10 times so far in this game. One of his throws met the fingertips of a Vancouver defender first before it got to where it was going to go.
6-time all told. Thank you to statisticians Benjamin Warner, Mark Lopez, and Ron Haynes keeping us updated. Have done an excellent job all game and all season long. As Sipe rolling, has the pressure and finds his man. It's Bartley again. 2 catches in the game, both coming in clutch scenarios and on this drive alone.
It's like Bartley slipped a switch. This is a crazy good catch as Sipe is staring down the barrel of a defender right in his face, throws it across his body at the 20-yard line. He makes that catch and is able to move it forward. Things are getting a little bit dicey for the Vancouver defense right now. Their crowd can sense it as well.
Into the red zone we go from the 17-yard line. Under 3.5 to go in regulation. 4-3 look out of Vancouver as Sipe looks to throw again. Looking near side, nearly taken away. Marquise Reed could have put an exclamation point and a nail in the coffin of the Aztecs, but he just couldn't keep hold of it.
Just bounces off his glove. Great reaction to put his hands up to possibly take that one away, but it just knocks off of his hands. Can't bring it in, and Mexico City still has life.
Two deep safeties here on 2nd and 10. Sipe under center, Bentley behind him. He will look to throw again. Good coverage for Vancouver at the moment. Sipe looking middle cut. It's Bartley at the 5. 1st and goal, Mexico City.
Third catch of this drive for Bartley, and Sipe had so much time because of the blocking in front of him. It finally started to collapse, and then he gets the ball away. Great route development there from Bartley to get over the middle and cut off the defender. Sipe knocking on the door, Mexico City knocking on the door of taking the lead.
He was below 50% at the end of the half. He is now back up to near 55%. Sipe rolling, looking end zone. It is packed in the end zone. Trying to bite off too much, and Drew Hamilton picks it off. A late flag. It's a face mask on Hamilton. An extra couple yards for the Legion, and just when Mexico City needed consistency, they throw it away, looking for Terrazas.
Man, oh man, and actually Sipe had a window to the end zone. He could have run that. He decided to throw it instead. The decision making there, unfortunately, goes against the Aztecs, and Vancouver comes away with a key turnover. Now it's time for CB4 to get a first down. If they do that, chances are good this game is over.
They will start with 3 wide receivers. This defense for the Aztecs needs to come up with something to keep their hopes alive. They are out if they lose here. It'll start with a run up the middle, nothing doing. In fact, it's going to lose 2 yards. A great tackle up the middle by the linebacker, Dexter Jackson.
And very close to the end of this game, but if Mexico City can find a way to get a stop and keep them in a spot where Vancouver then has to punt, then they're still alive in this.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Statistician Ron Haynes says it's going to get crazy. Indeed, the final 2 minutes will be crazy. Pitch play right side. Redford breaks out of a tackle, but can't get away from the second. Gains the last 2 yards. We quickly go to SFL headquarters for a game break as we hit the 2-minute warning here.
Thank you, Tyler. Portland was driving. They were in scoring position, down just 2 scores when Scott Johnson fumbled, recovered by Seattle. Remember, Portland had a fumble out of their backfield in the first half. Seattle up 24-10 with the football, under 5 to go. Looks like they may survive that Portland onslaught in the second half. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Final 2 minutes of regulation here. Vancouver need 10 yards for a first down. They will run up the middle with Redford, and Daggs and company say no. Denied 2 yards shy, and Mexico City call a timeout. They are still alive.
They are. That's a big time stop. 4th and 2. The question then becomes, if you are Vancouver, you don't have a ton to lose. You could potentially try to go for the throat on 4th down. Instead, they will punt it. Mexico City will have a shot on offense to finish this game.
And the punt from to win is on its way. Morrison needs a good return here. He tried to go near side, but he's corralled at the 33-yard line. Needing a goldfish memory is Jordan Sipe, the quarterback. He threw interception on the 5-yard line. This time, they needs another drive to get down there, but he needs to punch it in for 6. Otherwise, the Aztec season is over. The final 2-minute warning drive for Mexico City begins now.
All 3 timeouts. No reason to rush things yet if you are Sipe.
As 2 timeouts after the timeout on third down on the last Vancouver drive. 1st and 10. Bartley, the man of the hour on that last drive. 3 targets, 3 catches. As Sipe will look to pass. Blitz coming past middle. Bartley's there. He gains 11 yards. First down, Mexico City.
There you go. The quick strike. Get Bartley involved again. He was the star of the last drive that unfortunately ended in the interception. 3 catches on that drive, go back to the hot hand until Vancouver proves that they can stop them.
Only 2 timeouts remain for Mexico City. Handoff right side. Bentley gaining 4. And that will be their second timeout.
Okay.
So the Aztecs only have 1 timeout remaining to go in the ball game. Split back formation here for the Aztecs. They again will try and run up the middle, and nothing doing that time. There is the second timeout. We're getting confirmation from the SFL commissioner that was only the second timeout. So one final timeout for the Aztecs to go.
Yeah, so not a lot, and only one opportunity to stop the clock other than incompletions and out of bounds. So they need to be careful as to where they use it. But this is a key play here. Got to get it to the 47-yard line.
Sipe will look to throw, has to get it over the middle. It is caught. First down inside the 45, hauled in by Doug Spelling, his first catch of the game.
Oh, I mean, better late than never. That's a key time to get your first catch. He had several targets and just couldn't bring them in, but that's the biggest target of the day, and he comes up with it less than a minute to go.
55 and ticking. 2 wide receivers near side for Sipe. Rolling. Sipe looking near side, overthrow him, incomplete.
Yeah, a little bit past Terrazas, who had a shot at that football, just couldn't quite get towards the sideline as Sipe was a little bit more amped up than his receiver could let him be. 2nd and 10. Stop the clock, though.
47 seconds to go. Terrazas in motion to the right-hand side. Sipe again will throw from the logo in traffic. Bill Henry hauls it in. Down to the 33-yard line. 40 seconds to go. Sipe back to the line in a hurry. Looking to throw again. Quick hitter over the middle. Bill Henry couldn't turn around in time. Incomplete. 2nd down.
Blessing in disguise, stops the clock at least 34 seconds. They can establish a plan in the huddle. They're calling not 1, but they're calling 2 plays at least to establish a no huddle if they need to do that. 2nd and 10, big second down here for Mexico City.
Sipe will throw. Heavy blitz coming. Sipe right side cut. It's Bartley at the 25. He gets pushed forward for a yard. 3rd and 1 under 30 seconds to go. Aztecs officially out of timeouts. They have to go. Sipe looking right side again. Caught Bill Henry. Shoves the man. And he's down to the 13-yard line. 15 seconds and ticking to go. They got to get back to the line.
They're going to spike this.
8 seconds to go, looking to spike it with 6 seconds to go. The final play of this regular season for the Aztecs is going to come down to one final throw.
Yeah, they have enough for a quick hitter if they choose to do that, but it has to be to the sideline. Otherwise, it has to be end zone or bust for Jordan Sipe and the Aztecs.
For a resurrection of a franchise to remake the postseason. Sipe has to throw. Heavy blitz coming, and he's sacked by Marquise Reed, and the Vancouver Legion take the Pacific Division in style, 23-17.
Oh man, elation on the side of Vancouver and heartbreak on the side of Mexico City. What a time to call the blitz if you are the Vancouver defense. Fantastic dedication to it. They sent 7 players at Jordan Sipe, and Marquise Reed is the one who got home. What a finish to the regular season for both of these teams, and Mexico City, man, take nothing away from them. They played like a playoff team today. They went down, but look for them next season.
It was dubbed the play-in game by Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith on the Matt Wilson pre-week preview show, and it lived up to that hype. The Vancouver Legion are your Pacific Division champions. They reclaim the division after Seattle took it away from them last season. Vancouver back where they belong, where they feel they belong. And for the Aztecs, as you said, partner, it was a solid season for them. They improved throughout the season. They had a lot better offense than last season. It just shows in the dedication that Mike Daggs and the rest of this team has put through them. Unfortunately, they will not play extra football. Their season is done. Vancouver moves on to the postseason, and that will do it for the regular season here in the SFL. One more game going on Monday night. Of course, the Monday Night Spectacular. You and me will be there.
Yep.
Chris Curtis, I hope to see you there. Hope to see everybody else there. It says the final game of the season. It's always nice. We take an extra time to thank everyone for sticking with us throughout an entire season. You all are what make the SFL drive, what we strive to provide. Me and Curtis and the rest of our crew. We hope you enjoy today's game. Thank you to Cameron Irvine, Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rostelli, Stephen Hacker, Mark Lopez, Rochelle Colston, Mike Daggs, yourself, Chris Curtis, so many others who have made this SFL season so spectacular. What another fantastic season in the books. We'll see you in the postseason. For everyone here, I've been Tyler Falk. He's been Chris Curtis, signing off this regular season. Until we meet again, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.